So there's these things I've been doing for a while called clinical research trials. You just go for a couple days, up to a month, and they pay you a couple grand. And here's my experiences. So what these clinical research trials are about, they're trying to get this pharmaceutical drug onto the market. They're trying to get it FDA approved and do these trials to see the symptoms and see what's going on. Now, they are fairly safe. They do a lot of lab work with rats, and then they actually run a lot of these trials, these human trials, internationally before they do it here in America. Now, I've only done 3 of these clinical research trials, but as far as the symptoms go, they're pretty mild. The first one I had, it was for Alzheimer's drug, and it was like a 10% chance of a headache. It's like 1 in 30 people get a headache, and it's like, oh, okay. So actually like a 4% chance. And then the second one I did, it actually had a lot of side effects. It was like 10% chance of nausea, vomiting, insomnia, and it was like a 1% chance, like 1 in 100 people get all these, and it's like hair loss, and then it's just a big list of just random side effects. But thankfully I didn't get anything, and the people that I was around, they didn't experience any side effects either. So they're pretty tame. And the third one I did, the side effect was a 10% chance of a headache as well, and I still haven't gotten any side effects yet, so I think they're pretty reliable and pretty easy. And what they do, so they take these patients in and they pay them actually a couple grand to stay in the clinic for a couple days. It can be anywhere from like 2 days to up to 44 days. It's the longest one I've seen. As far as the money goes, I've seen the 2 or 3 day ones be like $1,500, which is pretty good actually for 3 days. It's up to 30 grand for the 44-day ones. But then again, you got to stay there for 44 days straight. You can't leave the clinic. You just got to be there for all the blood draws and all the testing that they do. Along with the trials, there's a period of time that you have to stay in the clinic, and then there's outpatient visits. You have to come back. All the studies are different, but some of the studies will be, oh, you got to stay in here for 4 days, but then there's 11 outpatient visits where you got to come back like a week later, and then a week, like once a week kind of thing. And I've seen things where it's like 5 days in the clinic, and then there's like 8 outpatient visits, and then they last for like 6 months afterwards that you got to come back. It's really up to your schedule and what you like. I kind of like the outpatient visits more because I'm close by. I'm just an hour away, so I just take an hour drive there, do all the vital tests and everything. It takes about an hour, and then I just drive an hour back, and that's 3 hours out of my day, and I'm chilling the rest of the day, you know. But some people like the clinic, just staying in the clinic and then no outpatient visits. This is great for if you're doing a study out of state. Say you live in Wisconsin and you come to Utah, or you live in Texas and you go to Wisconsin. There's tons of different clinics around the nation. So if you're doing one that's out of state, try to find a study that you just stay in the clinic straight and then has pretty much no outpatient visits. Those are the ones that would be good, because it would be tough traveling back and forth. So basically what the patients do day to day, we just lay there on our beds, we sleep. So it's one big room, and we're all just living in the same room together, you know, guys and girls separate. And, you know, there's little curtains we can like block out kind of, but we're not supposed to put them all around, because then that's like a safety hazard if something happens to us. And yeah, we just sit in our beds. They normally do blood draws in the morning, but they can do blood draws or vital tests any time of the day. And you're supposed to be in your bed for that. They bring you food just on your little like table, your bedside table, and then you just eat in your bed. So anytime they're not doing a test, you're welcome to just walk around. People walk laps around the little facility area, just down the halls and around in like a circle. There's a rec room. So the rec room is actually really nice. So the 3 small TVs are for gaming, and then the 1 big TV is for TV watching. That way more people can enjoy it and be there together, watch movies and stuff. But I remember one time along the bar under the 3 TVs, there were like 11 consoles. It gets a little competitive trying to find the TV. You gotta wait your turn and ask when the person's done. You're like, hey man, how much time do you have left? And whatnot. And then I was pretty lucky. I actually had a friend, I made friends with the people around me. The people I made friends with were actually in the 44-day study, and they actually, 2 of them had a Switch. and we played Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros. All the time. And actually, one of them had a board game. We played Settlers of Catan and Cover Your Assets a lot. Those are fun ones. Definitely made the time go quicker. So, in terms of my average day, so I'd wake up, I would go to the bathroom, put my contacts in, take out my retainer. I'd come back to my bed. They would do a test on me. They'd normally just draw my blood and do some vitals. And then after that, they'd give us breakfast. And then during this time, actually, I was also applying to med schools. So I'd write my secondary application essays for med schools. I tried to do like 1 or 2 a day. So it's pretty nice. I just had free time to just write these essays. And then around then, it was probably around like 10 or 11. And I would just go play my PS5 for a little bit, just an individual role-playing game. At this time, I was playing Jedi Fallen Order. And then after that, it was about lunchtime, so I'd go back to my bed, and then they would serve us lunch, and then I'd eat lunch. And then after this, I would normally go with my buddies in the other study, and we'd normally play a game, whether it's a board game or the Switch. We'd play for a little bit, maybe in like an hour or two, and then we'd get our walk outside around like 2:30 or 3. So they take us outside and they walk us just in this little patch of grass for about 30 minutes. And we're just allowed to walk around, enjoy the sunlight. And it was pretty nice, actually. I really enjoyed just walking around and having the open space. That way you don't feel so confined like all the time. And then after this, we'd go back inside. And around 3, they would give us new scrubs and like new towels if we needed, new bedding. Anything we needed, we could take. But it's pretty much just new scrubs, and then I get a towel every other day, You can hold on to that. After getting the new scrubs, I would normally, this is when I take my shower, and this is when a lot of people take their showers. So the bathrooms were kind of full. Normally I have to wait around for like 30 minutes. I'd just be on my bed, just watching YouTube for like 30 minutes, and then go see if a bathroom's open, go shower, come back. It's probably around like 3:30 or 4 now. And then we would go play some more games with my buddies. We'd play like a board game or a Switch. Man, we loved Mario Kart. It was super fun. And then after that, it was around dinner time, like around 6 or 7. Eat dinner. And then we'd all watch a movie together in the rec room on the big screen. We'd normally watch some kind of movie. The movies we did watch was The Great Gatsby, Hunt, Sonic, About Time. So really like any kind of movie you want to watch. We also watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, the TV show. We watched a couple episodes one night, so it was kind of fun. But it was nice just to be social and have this kind of like structure kind of to my day. That way I just knew what was happening, and then I wasn't just bored out of my mind, There was one day actually, one of the other studies on our same floor, one of the guys tested positive for COVID. He was like feeling sick, and they tested him, and he was positive. So they actually closed down the rec room, and they sent us all to our beds, and then just had us stay there pretty much the rest of the day. We could use the bathroom if we wanted to, but we weren't allowed to like walk laps or use the rec room. So that was a really boring day because I just was on my laptop, on my phone. It was kind of rough. But one thing to also help speed up the time a lot is FaceTiming friends and family. Just FaceTiming as many people as you can. It just makes the time go by so much faster if you just have that social interaction and you're just talking and having a good time. It's way better. I would normally do that, actually. So the rec room closed at 10. I would normally FaceTime someone for like 30 minutes or so, and then get ready for bed and go to bed around like 11:30 or midnight. But yeah, that's the normal day. So honestly, you guys should look into this as well. It's super worth it. I think it's great for college students. I personally go at least once during the summer, and then I try to find one during winter break. That's a little harder. I try to go once for the summer. I think this next summer I'm going to try going twice, or find a big long one that's like 30 days and hopefully get paid quite a bit, and then I could just work a minimum wage job the rest of the summer and just relax if I wanted to. So I totally recommend these. You guys should look them up. The ones I know of is Icon. They're in Salt Lake City, Utah. They're also in Lenexa, Kansas. And then there's other companies as well. There's Salurion in Arizona, a worldwide company in San Antonio, Texas. So I'll go and put the links in the description. You guys should definitely check them out because they're super worth it. If you're a college student, this is great. You just spend 2 or 3 weeks in the clinic, get paid a couple thousand, pay for tuition, pay for rent for sure. So I recommend this to everyone because it is competitive to get into. You have to be super healthy. You pretty much can't have any problems. And then you can't be afraid of needles and that kind of stuff because they draw your blood a lot. I remember for me, I was in the 11 days I was there. On the dosing days, they dosed us the first day and the 7th day with the medicine, the drug. And the dosing day, they would probably draw our blood about 5 times that day. It was like 15 minutes after, 30 minutes after, an hour after, like 6 hours after, and then like 18 hours after. And then after that, it was just every morning on those days. So you just got to be ready for that. I have a friend, he's totally healthy, hates needles though, so he won't do them. Or I have friends that want to do them, but then they have like a certain implication that they just don't qualify for. I have a friend, she really wants to do one, but for a lot of these studies, the bare minimum weight you have to be is 110 pounds, and she weighs 97 pounds. She's skinny and she's like 5 foot tall, so. But I recommend this to everyone, it's super nice. It's great having friends there, so everyone should look into these. Maybe I'll see you there.